If you're listening to this when it drops, Mother's Day is coming up. So I want to devote this episode to all of you hardworking, stressed out food allergy mamas, because I know you often don't get the recognition you deserve, and many of you feel like you're hanging by a thread sometimes. In this episode, I want to be a source of encouragement and also remind you not to forget yourself. Now, I'm not talking about typical self-care. I'm talking more about guarding your time. I learned early on that guarding your time is more important and can have a bigger impact than you think. What do I mean by that? Keep listening and I'll go into detail and tell you the full story. Let's get into it. Hey, food allergy mama. If you're here, you've likely experienced the scary and lonely food allergy diagnosis with your child. Unfortunately, food allergy parents aren't taught how to navigate the food allergy lifestyle, and it's easy to feel alone and discouraged sometimes. But I'm here to show you that food allergy life doesn't have to feel restrictive, scary, or isolated. I'm Corinna, and I'm a 17-year food allergy mom and food allergy coach at Friendly Pantry Consulting. I specialize in making food allergy life safer and less worrisome for food allergy families like yours. I'm not perfect, but over 17 years, I've learned a lot the hard way, and I'm sharing the secrets and resources you won't hear anywhere else that will help you feel confident living with food allergies faster and easier than I did. From introducing allergens, travel, navigating school, and educating friends and family, this podcast will give you the essential tips and strategies you need to help your food allergy child and family thrive. Welcome to the show. It was about 9 years ago at about this time of year when I got sick. And wow, I can't believe it was already 9 years ago. Spring was in the air and the warmth was finally starting to creep in after a long winter. Our kids were in the home stretch of the school year and Father's Day was on the horizon. My youngest daughter, who's my allergy daughter, was finishing grade 1. As a mom, I'd looked forward to this year with anticipation. Not that I didn't want to spend time with my kids, but given that my youngest was now in school, I would have 7 hours each day to myself, and I started to dream. I dreamt about how I could flaunt my newfound independence. Would I take on 1 or 2 projects that meant the world to me? Would I start work full-time again? Would I do Pilates at any time of the day? During this dreaming, I was stopped in my tracks. It was after almost a year of my new independence, and something stopped me. That something was shingles. Now, I don't know if you ever experienced or know someone who has experienced shingles, but it is an excruciating sickness where your nerves feel like they are on fire. And I was lucky that I only had them on my abdomen, but they can also appear on your face or near your eye, which I think would be really bad. At the time, I was quite uncomfortable and really embarrassed about the diagnosis. I wondered why an active, healthy 30-something would get an illness that is actually reserved usually for the old and frail or for those with compromised immune systems. It just didn't make sense. So during the 6 weeks that it took for me to recover, I had some time to think about how I got to where I was. And it wasn't until then that I realized the answer. I was actually really stressed. Given my newfound time, I'd taken on some projects. I did a school food allergy presentation in my daughter's grade 1 class. I took on a volunteer position with my church. I volunteered at school occasionally, and I was continuing a quarter-time bookkeeping position. Now, I know these commitments don't make me sound like an overscheduled crazy woman or anything, but I failed to realize how much of a toll these commitments took on me because I forgot about my most important job of all, being a mom and being a food allergy mom. I certainly don't blame food allergies for giving me shingles, but I do think that I forgot about how much time food allergy related tasks actually take, plus the responsibility of taking care of my kiddos too. Because of this, I overbooked myself, which led to increased stress and, unfortunately, bad health. Now, if you're a food allergy mom, you're probably nodding your head because you know how much time this all takes. But sometimes we need a little reminder. And so here's a reminder or a quick rundown of all the things we have to do that take extra time. For example, grocery shopping takes much longer because we have to read every label every time. Sourcing safe food is also time consuming. Often we drive to several stores to find one safe item. Sometimes we can get grocery delivery or we can get someone to grocery shop for us, but there's always the need to read those labels whether or not we get this done or not. Another is eating out. It's not easy. Sometimes it's actually just easier to cook at home, which means more time in the kitchen. And if we go out to eat, we are going to have to spend a lot of time to research that restaurant first to make sure that they can accommodate allergies. Social get-togethers, they are super time consuming whether we are hosting or not. We usually need to go to social gatherings and bring at least 1 to 2 dishes, whether it's a potluck or not. And if we don't go out and we have people over, the cooking is up to us to avoid cross contact. This can be especially taxing during all the holiday seasons. Don't forget those school food celebrations, because we are usually baking for every one of them to make sure that our child is safe and included. And not only that, but all of that keeping in touch with teachers, schools, coaches, or leaders is required all through the year. This ranges from emails to phone calls to extra meetings at the school. And those kids' birthday parties and play dates, they seem like they should be simple, but as food allergy parents, they're really complicated. We always need to discuss diagnosis, safe food options, cross-contact, label reading, the emergency plan, and how to use the epinephrine with each parent that has their child over. Multiply this by several invites a year and you have a serious time hog. Not to mention, and this is important too, family vacations or weekends away take much more time to plan and prepare for. Researching destinations, restaurants, hotels, planning meals, finding safe foods for flights, as well as packing food and medications is much more time consuming than normal vacation planning. I don't know about you, but when you think about all of those different things and those food allergy tasks in detail, I realized that I don't have as much free time as I thought because my child's safety is the number one priority. Food allergy tasks will always come first. And if I want to be healthy and make good choices for both my child and myself, I need to keep my obligations to a minimum. So this Mother's Day, if you are like I was and have been failing to see the amount of time that your responsibilities actually take, I really hope this episode has shed some light so that you can effectively guard your time and allow yourself grace where you need it most. I also want to point you to some really great resources that are going to help make all of your tasks as a food allergy mom quicker, easier, without sacrificing safety. First, check out my workshops. In these workshops, there's everything from food allergy travel, navigating birthday parties, navigating school, and so much more. Next, I've curated a great list of podcast episodes that you can refer to that are also going to help. I'll link those in the show notes. I hope you have an amazing Mother's Day. Thanks for listening, and bye for now. Before you go, Mama, if you love this episode and want deeper support, head over to friendlypantry.com to see how we can partner together to keep your food allergy child safer and worry less. There's no need for wasting time searching all over Instagram, TikTok, and the web to get the practical knowledge you need for your family. While you're there, grab your free Food Allergy Kids Empowerment Guide or the newly diagnosed checklist today. Topics are not medical advice and are the opinions, views, and property of Friendly Pantry Consulting Incorporated. All rights reserved. Always contact your board-certified allergist immunologist for health advice.